Hey guys, what's up? It's Raven. Welcome back to yet another home decor update video, except this one is going to be a little bit different, and I'm really excited about this one because instead of just talking about new furniture and new little things that I've done inside the house, this time we're going to be talking about all the things going on outside of the house. This has been something that I have been thinking about ever since I first built this house about 2 years ago. My house only came with an attached patio in the back, which is really nice and really cool, and I like it, but it didn't come with anything as far as like an outdoor kitchen, a pool, or anything like that for the backyard. I started thinking about it once the house was done, and I'm looking at the backyard and it's just a big patch of grass. So I had to start thinking about the backyard. The front yard, however, did come with some basic, I guess you would call it builder grade landscaping in the front yard. So of course, when that was done, I looked at it and I was like, no, I'm definitely gonna wanna change and upgrade this later on down the line, but it just wasn't like a top priority. Now, 2 years later that I've started to kinda, if you've been watching these videos, you see why I'm saying kinda, make progress with the inside of the house, I felt like it was time for me to start working on the outside of the house. So my mom told me about this website called Yardzen, and she heard about it on Facebook. She saw somebody on Facebook who had used this website slash service to design their backyard, and she said it looked really cool. And you know, I read through all their information, looked at some of their reviews, and I was like, this is actually really cool. So basically what it is an online platform, and this is not sponsored or anything, I wish, but it's an online platform where you are connected with designers who can bring your ideas to life as far as what you want to do with your yard. And they do backyards and front yards. And the process basically works like they ask you a bunch of questions. There's a questionnaire. They give you a digital rendering of what the design is going to look like. And then they also pair you up with local contractors and landscapers and local companies to actually bring your design to life. And it's not free, of course. That whole package costs money. I can't tell you off the top of my head how much it costs me for this service. I don't want to say the wrong number. I believe, if I remember correctly, there was different levels to it. Like if you only wanted your front yard designed, if you only wanted the backyard, or if you wanted both. I selected the pricing level that made the most sense for me. And so I remember the first step was that I had to submit pictures and videos of the front and the backyard. They need a few wide angle photos. So they recommend like standing in the corner. I am going to take the liberty of uploading more than 4 photos if it'll let me, because I want them to see the patio from every angle. So then the main stretch of my yard, like I said, it's really just a big old patch of grass. And they said to get like a photo like from the middle. This kind of shows like my whole house. And then each corner like this, and then this corner. And I gotta go over here. This, I really want them to see like my side yard area, because I want to do something with that. Then I gotta go way over here. Bougie! Bougie is running away into the neighbor's, into the great, no, Bougie. Oh my God. Hey, Bougie, come back. You know that's not your house.
Look, I got a treat. I got a treat. Go back through.
Oh, Bougie, no! Come back. I gotta get the cat treats. Keep an eye on him. Now that we've rescued Bougie from the great beyond, the next thing is they want a video. 2 videos. First video is just kind of like just a video showing around. And the second video, they want you to like talk and explain, I guess, explain what you currently have, explain kind of what you want. All right, so far so good. It's been very easy to understand this process, very straightforward to fill out this profile. So I've got all my photos and videos. I'm just gonna upload them to my profile, and then I will be done filling out my profile, and we'll see what happens. And they asked me a bunch of questions. Of course, they had to ask the basic questions about the size of my yard and what type of this and what type of that I already had. And then they had to ask me what I wanted. Am I looking to put in a pool? Am I looking to put an outdoor kitchen? kitchen? What kind of styles do I like as far as architecture and design? Do I like more modern? Do I like more traditional? And they even had me upload inspiration pictures as well as choose from pictures that they had. It was kind of like a this or that. And what I liked about this process too is that I didn't have to go into it knowing exactly what I wanted. Basically, my mom recommended that I basically fill out the questionnaire and fill out the form based on my dream backyard, based on if I had an unlimited budget and anything was possible. She told me to fill it out like that so that I could see, you know, fully what they were capable of and see that full design. And then from there, scale it back based on a realistic budget and stuff like that. I don't know if that was the best advice, because I'm the type of person, if you show me the best of the best, then I'm gonna want that. If you show me like 200%, I want the 200%. I don't wanna scale it back to 100%. I don't wanna scale it back to even 150. When I filled out my questionnaire, I put that I wanted a pool. I put that I wanted to completely redo my outdoor kitchen because I do already have an outdoor kitchen. That is the one thing that I did already install, and I guess I should have, you know, backtracking a little bit. Before I even started this Yardzen process, before I even really started designing my backyard, I jumped the gun right after I moved into the house in 2019. And I just was like, well, one thing I know for sure that I want is an outdoor kitchen on my patio. I want a grill, a sink, a fridge, and like the whole countertop storage space to go with it. And so I thought that I knew that I wanted that for sure. So without designing the whole backyard, I just went ahead and got that piece of it installed right away. Many mistakes were made. I only got a quote from one company, one contractor. Mistake number one, always get multiple quotes. Duh. I don't know why I didn't do that. I only had a couple meetings with him before it was just like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're gonna get started on it. And the way that the meetings went were kind of more so him telling me what I needed to do, which is good. Like, of course I need to hear from the experts, but I felt like I kind of got bamboozled. I don't know. I felt like I kind of got persuaded to do a certain thing that I regret now. And also, once the project actually got started and they started building it, it was just a whole bunch of hoopla, not quality work. And as I was, you know, checking in on the progress, I was like, this is crooked. This looks janky. And then it was taking way longer than he said it was supposed to take. And I kept having to ask him to fix certain things that were clearly not up to par. That's basically how it went on for like weeks and weeks and weeks. And then on top of that, he like destroyed my patio in the construction process. He like stained the concrete floor and just like made a big mess of the space. And at first was just gonna leave it like that. And I was like, are you not gonna fix my patio? Because you made an unnecessary mess. Like, I understand with certain construction projects, there's like a construction mess that's left behind that the homeowner is responsible for. But this was like on another level, like another thing. And I was never happy with the outcome of this outdoor kitchen. I don't like the thing itself, but I also don't like where it is anymore, which that was my mistake. I don't know, I just didn't really think it through, having it be right there on the patio. It's almost as if it's in my living room. So now that we have that backstory in mind, going into this Yardzen design for the whole entire backyard, I wanted to include in the notes that I gave to them that I do already have this existing outdoor kitchen. However, I hate it, and I also want to move the location of it. I know I look crazy right now, but I just realized that Yardzen sent over the design. Oh, this is gonna be my first time seeing the first initial like rendering of my entire front and backyard design. I think it's both of them. So I wanted to capture my real reaction right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Why are my eyes watering? Wait, what? I don't know what I was expecting, but this is like a really nice 3D rendering, like realistic, so you can really get a vibe. They included lighting throughout the yard. Is this my house? Is this what my house is gonna look like? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I opened up the images that they sent, a digital rendering, and I was, first of all, so surprised with how realistic the rendering was and how spot on. And they got all the measurements right. I don't know what kind of witchcraft they used, but everything was like very spot on and very realistic. So I start off by looking at the front yard and I am in love with it. So you can see that they included all the types of plants that I wanted, as far as like the agaves, the cactuses, the different types of grasses, and I just didn't want any florals basically. And then on the side of the house, they even included these little pavers, these little concrete square pavers that lead from my driveway over to the side of the house down to where the gate is. So it's creating access from the front of the house into the backyard, which I didn't even put that in my notes. I don't think that was just something that they thought would be something nice to add, and I really liked that detail. And then you move to the backyard, which is the real showstopper. And when I tell you I wanted to cry just looking at this, I was so blown away with how well they just like captured my inspiration and captured, you know, all of my requests and stuff like that. You have the side of the house, which I do have like this little side yard space. So they continue the pavers down and they have my vegetable garden in the little garden boxes with extra landscaping around it to make it look pretty. And then the pavers go past the vegetable garden and lead into the kind of outdoor kitchen dining area. So this is now moving my outdoor kitchen from the existing patio where I have it now and moving it kind of into this corner nook of the patio and the house. And then we have a table and chairs so that it's like a full grilling, eating, dining situation. And it's all on an extended concrete patio with this really cool modern design, as far as having like the concrete rectangle blocks and then all the gravel in between on the kind of like the flooring of the patio. I thought that was a really cool touch. So then it just kind of leads into this extended patio with the modern like rectangular gravel flooring, which then also leads into another seating area with the fire pit and the pergola. And then the other side of the yard is more so just like empty grass space. And then the other thing that you'll notice on this rendering is all the privacy trees lining the whole edge of my yard to really just like give privacy. That's why it's called privacy shrubbery. And so then it also shows how on the existing attached patio, since the outdoor kitchen got moved elsewhere, that just opens up that patio for just like a comfy seating area. So they showed it with like some really cute modern furniture, a couch, 2 chairs, a rug, and a little coffee table similar to the coffee table that I actually already own. And the TV is still up there. So it's kind of just like an indoor outdoor living room type setup, because my indoor living room is right there on the other side of the glass. And then the last feature of the yard is the pool. So in this first round of the renderings, the pool was tucked away in kind of the corner of the yard, and it's just a small pool. This is what you call a cocktail pool, or like a little splash pool, a little dip pool. It's a little pool basically. They decided to put the pergola right in the middle of the yard and put the pool in the corner of the yard. And the thing about this Yardzen service is that you do get to do 1 round of revisions, and you can basically make unlimited notes and unlimited edits on your first design, and then they will fix it and give you that second round. So right now I am logged into my Yardzen account where they showed me all the different pictures of the rendering, and they have it set up here on this platform for you to be able to click and add comments to tell them any changes that you want to make. So you basically just click anywhere. Like let's say I don't like this chair and I want to see what a different type of furniture would look like here. I just click here and you can type what you want to say. You can say what type of, you know, comment it is. Are you just saying that you like it, you want to keep it, you want to change it, you have a question about it, or you want to remove it? So I've already done this on everything that needed it. I actually wanted the pool to be front and center in the yard. And that's just because if I'm gonna have a pool in my backyard, I want it to be the main attraction. I want it to be the focal point. And so along with that, they made the pool very basic. It's literally just like a little rectangle, no water features, no waterfall, no fountain, no nothing on it. So I asked them to put a waterfall on it so that when you're looking at it, there would also be like a waterfall right there, and it would just be like a really beautiful focal point. I also had to think about some more like functional aspects aspects of the design, even though this design was super cute, super modern, and had a lot of like interesting design details to it, I had to think about the fact that, for example, the little square pavers on the side of the house, that was probably going to be really annoying because that's how I take my trash out to the front. And when you have those little individual pavers and you're trying to roll the trash can, it's going to be like, it's going to be hard to roll it. And then, although I thought that the gravel aspect of the extended patio was really pretty, I knew that that was going to be super annoying, basically for that same reason. And the gravel is loose gravel, so that gravel is going to end up going everywhere and getting like displaced. So again, for that reason, I was like, it's probably going to be better to just have something that's flat and smooth for the surface of these extended patios. Then another change that I wanted them to make was with the outdoor kitchen, as far as moving it to the different area of the yard. I thought that that was a great place to put it. However, I talked to an outdoor kitchen expert about what it would really take to deconstruct the existing outdoor kitchen, but save all the appliances like the grill, the sink, the fridge and stuff, and just move it to a different area and build a new thing around. Like, what is that really gonna entail as far as the demo and then the rebuilding it, and also the relocating of it, because it is a gas grill. Like, I need gas lines, I need a water line, I need electricity there. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be a simple project, so I talked to somebody about it. They did tell me that I would be able to do it. The only thing that they did say is that basically it would be impossible to have plumbing right there, so I wouldn't be able to have a sink. So I was like, well, I already have this sink and the plumbing is on the patio where it is right now. Maybe I should utilize that and still have some sort of like wet bar up on the existing patio, and then just have the grill and the fridge in the new spot. Either the sink has to stay on the patio or I don't have a sink at all. Those were the two options. So I was like, I already have the sink. Might as well keep it on the patio and like just kind of rework it, because I have seen where people have like a wet bar. So it's just like a sink and a fridge and like a place to prepare drinks, and I thought that that could still stay on the patio. As far as the front yard though, I didn't have any edits. I literally don't think I made one single note, because I felt like the front yard design was perfect from the beginning. So it took a couple weeks for them to make the edits, and then I got the second round of renderings back. So then going into the backyard, you can see that, like I said, the little sidewalk has changed, but the vegetable garden and everything on the side of the house is pretty much the same in the backyard. But then you get into the main area of the yard and you can see how they completely rearranged it based on what I said about moving the pool to be more front and center. And then they also completely changed the extended patio to just be more of a flat surface rather than having all that gravel and stuff. So the outdoor kitchen and dining area is still in the same location. That pretty much stayed the same, but that patio got extended to where the pool is, kind of like a sunning area with the pool lounge chairs. And then you can see how the pool is front and center in the yard. And I think we also did enlarge the pool just a little bit, but it's still considered like a small pool. And you can see how, since it's like right there centered with the existing patio, it really makes like a beautiful focal point as far as if you're standing in my living room or just standing on the patio, like it's just right there front and center, and the fountain is right there. And I just really loved how that looked. There is still empty grass space in that same area that there was before. You can see they put a little teepee and a little soccer ball to kind of represent, like, that would be Ziya's like free play area. And that is still a good amount of little space. And even if we did get a dog or something like that, that's a good little chunk of the yard that still has grass and everything. But the majority of the backyard is like this one giant patio with the pool and everything. And then on the opposite side of where there's the empty grass, you have the pergola and the fire pit area. And they also decided to make that an extended concrete patio as well, whereas on the previous one it was just like gravel, but on this one it's part of the patio and there's stairs that step down into it, and it's still the same fire pit and chairs and everything like that, but it's just kind of like an extra little patio. So there's a lot of concrete patio patio space going on, but everything is kind of divided into its own little area as far as fire pit, outdoor kitchen, and pool. And then if you look on the existing attached patio, you can see what I was talking about as far as the wet bar. So you can see how there's a sink and a fridge and the TV is still there. And so that kind of utilizes the fact that if I were to have a sink, it would have to be right there. Otherwise, I just wouldn't have a sink at all. I just wouldn't have that feature in my backyard, which, you know, how badly do you really need a sink in your backyard? How badly do you need a wet bar or anything like that? I don't know. It's just something nice to have, and I just wanted to see what it would look like. So yeah, that was my final design from Yardzen. From there, I wasn't able to make any changes because they only give you one revision, but I was happy with it. I really thought that they did a really great job, and I really thought that this was a really good representation of my dream backyard. But of course, like I said earlier, if you show me my dream backyard, then I'm gonna want my dream backyard. So the idea was to look at this and then scale it back. But of course, now I'm not planning to scale it back. Now I'm just planning to fully do this full design. So the next step is for Yardzen to connect me with local contractors who can actually bring this design to life. Along with doing that, they do also provide a lot of information as far as like the specs, the schematics, the blueprints that the, you know, contractors would need, plant list, a whole list of which exact plants you need and how many plants you would need to do this design, even a shopping list for like furniture and different things like that. They tell you exactly where you can get this type of furniture. Like they really lay it all out for you, which is the biggest, you know, defining factor about Yardzen. In the meantime, while I was waiting for Yardzen to connect me with, you know, the local companies in my area as far as like a pool company, an outdoor kitchen company, a landscaping company, whatever else type of companies I need to work with to actually do this, my mom had actually, you know, here she go with her referrals again. She actually knew of a pool company that was referred to her by a friend, and we wanted to go ahead and start this process. So I wanted to go ahead and meet with this guy, even though it wasn't the Yardzen recommended person. And basically I was able to show him everything from Yardzen and be like, hey, this is the design. Can you do it? And how much would it cost? And do you have any recommendations as far as any changes that would need to be made to this design? So he came in person, he looked at my yard. He also, of course, looked at all the Yardzen stuff. He was like, okay, bet, I see what you want. That's cool, that's nice, wow, whatever. And he was like, yes, I can definitely do something like this for you, but let me go into my personal design program and actually, you know, make a few little changes to it and show you my design and kind of like my version of it. So he comes back and he shows me this design, and he warned me before showing me. He was like, now I'm just gonna warn you, my design program, my rendering program that he uses is not as advanced as the Yardzen one. So he was like, so don't pay attention to, you know, the little details, but this is just to kind of show you the layout. So you can see how he changed the layout a little bit as far as having a wall around the pool. That was something that he recommended for, you know, safety reasons and stuff like that, which it was nice to hear that recommendation from him. He's the actual pool guy. Yardzen is the designers, you know, they're trying to make it look good, but this pool guy, he's gonna tell me more about the functionality and the safety of it. So I was all ears as far as any recommendations that he had. So he added the wall going around it, and he also added the sun ledge inside the pool, which is like that raised little platform where you can put chairs inside the pool. And that was pretty much, those were the only changes that he really added. He tried to kind of depict, you know, most of the rest of the surrounding things, kind of how Yardzen did, but he was just like, don't pay attention to that, just look at the pool. So I was like, okay, you know, I see what you're talking about as far as adding the wall around it, and I definitely like the idea of putting the sunning ledge inside the pool, but I don't really like the wall, and I don't really like there was things that I didn't really like about like his recommendation, so I had him make some changes. So then he sent me these updated renderings where you can see the wall was removed and it's just now having that one wall where the actual fountains are on the pool. But he did point out some flaws flaws with that patio design that Yardzen had put together. He was saying that Yardzen didn't really take into account the way that my yard is not perfectly flat. And he was like, so there could be some problems as far as the different levels to the patio. And so you can see he circled in blue kind of some issues as far as like, this is gonna be a really tall drop off. And if you don't have a wall there, that's not gonna be safe. And then over here, you know, this sidewalk is supposed to lead into the stairs, but it doesn't because there's a bump right there. So he was pointing out some flaws with the Yardzen design. Again, Yardzen can make it look beautiful, but as far as functionality, I was really happy to hear what this guy had to say. He did also show me an alternative as far as where that drop off is, where he had first suggested to have a wall right there, but I didn't really like the wall. So he showed me that you could also put this little inset landscaping to kind of act as a barrier and act as a wall. And I liked that idea much better. So I felt like I was making progress as far as just tweaking the Yardzen design, using the advice from this pool company that I was now talking to, and kind of like meshing it together to create something that was beautiful, but also safe and also functional. So I was like, okay, this looks good. Can you give me a quote? And I had no idea what to expect for this quote, you guys. He sent over the quote and I was like, his quote, because he does do patios and he does do outdoor kitchens, his quote included the pool, all the concrete extra patios, and the outdoor kitchen. So it included those three things, but it did not include any landscaping or the pergola. That was an extra detail that it didn't include. But even with what it did include, I was like, this is a lot. And so then I was like, okay, see, this is why you were supposed to scale it back in the first place. You wasn't supposed to be doing all this in the first place. Then I was like, I had my heart set on it. I was like, you can't show me it and then take it away. Like, it's gonna be a lot of money, but I feel like it's gonna be worth it. So I was like, let me just think about it. Also, I learned from my mistakes with the original outdoor kitchen debacle, how I only looked at one company, only got a quote from one company, and I just went with that first guy, and that was a mistake. I was like, let me look at another pool company and get another quote. Second pool company, same deal. They come out to the house, they look at the yard, they measure everything, they talk to me, they ask me, I show them the Yardzen designs again. I'm like, this is the basic design of what I want. This is what I'm wanting. Let me know if you have any recommendations. This pool company gives me a rendering and you can see some of the changes that he suggested. First change is that the pergola is now on top of the outdoor kitchen area instead of being a separate thing with the fire pit. Also, the design of the pool is a little bit different. It's a little bit bigger and longer as far as like the size of the pool, and the way that he did the fountain has like this stair step effect, which I thought was really pretty. Still has the sunning ledge, but the sunning ledge itself has like these really cool like rounded steps that go down, which I think is a really nice design element. And then there's actually patio space on both sides of the pool where you could like put extra seating and stuff like that, whereas before there was only the one side. He also included a little bit of extra landscaping on that right side as well, just to kind of like balance out all of the patio. He did also include the wet bar up on the existing patio with the sink and the fridge and the TV and the seating there. And you can also see from this view, it's showing as if you were inside the house, looking through the door, looking out into the yard, and you can see the pool and the fountain, and that was like the exact vibe that I wanted. And another thing that this pool company mentioned that the first pool company did not mention was where the actual pool equipment would need to be in the yard. That's something I didn't even think about up until I talked to this second pool company. If you look at this image here, you can see off on the opposite side of the house, there's like all the little pool equipment, like the little, I don't even know what you call that, pool equipment. And so I'm glad that he said that, because otherwise I wouldn't have known to put it there. He also made some really good suggestions as far as the way that my yard is sloped and how that kind of changes the height of the patio and things like that, and how like you don't really need stairs going down because this and that. He just explained it in a lot more detail, and it sounded like he had a much better plan as far as how to lay everything out. So I really liked this layout and I really liked this design. The only thing with this second pool company though is that unlike the first one, they do not specialize in like the extended patios and the outdoor kitchen. They are a pool company. So he's like, we can do this patio for you and we could do this outdoor kitchen project, but he flat out told me he wouldn't recommend himself for it. And I just was like, I don't like the sound of that, because that just sounds like a lot of hoopla, using 2 or 3 different companies for the same project where everything is supposed to connect together, everything is supposed to flow together. But then I went on an in-person tour with the first pool company where he took me around to his clients' houses and literally showed me people's pools that he had built. And so I was able to really see up close and personal the quality of his work and really see like what he's capable of. And it was really nice. I have some pictures of, I was trying to like not be weird about taking pictures of other people's pools and stuff, but I took some pictures of the stuff and it was really, really nice. And so I felt like he probably would be the best one to go with, but I was still kind of unsure. After I had the in-person tour with the first pool company, I finally got the final quote from the second pool company. First pool company was expensive. Second pool company, I was trying to see like, is it going to be maybe a little bit less or is it going to be the same? And it was about the same. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's pretty much the same price. Like, so that doesn't really make a difference. However, then I realized, wait, no, it's not the same price, because the first pool company, remember, is all inclusive. Second pool company does not include those. This is just the quote for the pool and it's the same as this quote, which is for the whole backyard. So as it stands right now today, as I'm filming this video, I have not decided yet. I may even go and get a third quote. I'm not trying to rush into this. This is the biggest, most expensive project that I'm ever gonna do with this house. So I know I need to be really smart and really careful with who I hire to do it. So the whole backyard and the whole pool and everything, nothing has been started yet. Nothing has been decided yet. Hopefully we will get there in the next couple of weeks. The front yard, however, which is way easier because that's just landscaping. I did get in contact with the landscaping company that Yardzen recommended to me. So they did connect me with a local landscaping company that they thought would best suit the job. They gave me a quote. That quote was also a lot more than I thought it was gonna be, but I was like, okay, I guess this is just what this is gonna cost. And so I did go ahead and book with them. Hopefully in the next like month or so, they're gonna come and do my front yard. So that's already like decided and that's already like in the works. I'm just waiting for it to actually happen and be done. But yeah, as far as the backyard, that is obviously a huge project and I wanna take my time with it. So yeah, you guys, that's everything that I have for now. Definitely stay tuned for further updates as they happen. I will be documenting the whole entire process, so definitely check back for more updates. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.